Sup Shredders, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to an SP Patrons video where today we're going to be checking out a track from an act named Lisa titled Gurenge. And if we switch over to here, this is a SP Patron video for Brandon as part of the custom monthly music review. I'm not sure how to pronounce Gurenge. Is that it? They don't have J, it's a G. I'm going to go with that. We can't spend too much time with me mispronouncing a word because that's, at the very least, is going to probably irritate people. Let me know in the comments. Full disclosure, I have heard this song before, and I haven't watched this video, but I am a fan of this. I heard it at the start of the Demon Slayer anime, which I'm a massive fan of. I really enjoy it. So this will be good to listen through. Thanks to Brandon for the recommendation. We're going to listen through this track from start till finish. You're going to hear what we think. I think we also have English subs down the bottom, so we'll listen through that as we go. The first take. It should also be noted as well before we continue that I remember watching a similar video from the Freshen Yida for their custom monthly music review yesterday, I believe. Hey, vocal warm-ups. Good stuff. Big stretches.
なんか、すごいいろんなことが今年あったじゃないですか。で、なんか今年のいいエンドが待ってるじゃないですか。
そうだね。
なんかすごい報われた感じがします。
そうだね。それも含めてやろう。
そうですね。それをここに。
I love the fact that they're just having this conversation included in there. It's so raw and authentic. I enjoy it. You can do it. See, you're cheering for them. You want them to get involved in it. You want them to have fun with it. You want them to succeed. That's really good video work.
はい。いきます。
じゃあよろしくお願いし
お
ます。
願いします。いきます。強くなれる理由を知った僕を連れて進め
Oh, it's a full-on acoustic performance with the piano. Nice work. Wasn't expecting that. I mean, did they? No, they didn't say that. Great use of head voice there. She's constantly going between her head and her chest voice, and it's so seamless. The piano performance is phenomenal as well. A bit of vocal fry there. Dude, I'm getting chills and I'm crying. It's been a while since I got teary because of a video. It's just an intense vocal performance, and it's just so raw when you only are focusing on what Lisa is doing with this track. I adore it, man. This is how you find the caliber of a musician. You strip away all the post-production goodness, and you put them on that stage, and you make them naked, not literally naked, but like as in like you force them just to sing, and this shows her merit. Great dominant range to the vocal piano performance. I like the fact that the pianist is trying to incorporate the guitars and everything else in there. It makes sense. You can follow along to it. You can almost imagine what it would sound like if there were the rest of the instruments in there. That's the power of a proficient piano arrangement.
心優しいだけじゃ守れないものがある分かってるけど me I don't need you いつ歳の花より挑み続け咲いた散りが美しい乱暴に敷き詰められたトゲだらけの道も本気の僕だけに現れるから乗り越えてみせるよ簡単に片付けられた守れなかった夢もグレンの真珠に根を生やしこの地に宿ってる
Again, like, look at her pull away from the mic. I'm crying like a baby, dude. Wow. Wow, man. Loya pull away from the mic when she gets into her chest voice and she just belts it. Whilst the piano changes to those higher sort of fluffy notes is a great sort of switch away from the heaviness and intensity and that low mid-range with those sort of power chords that are going on with that piano part, along with the further mid-range articulation of the right. Damn, man. She's putting shit, it's so hard for me to talk about. She's putting so much into it. You can tell every note, these notes that are being strained here. There's great vocal technique, but at the same time, it's as if those words don't want to come out and she's having to force them. It's less of a difficulty with her with her technique, her proficiency. Emotionally, this is a journey that she's going from every time she's singing it, and that's why it's so raw and so authentic and so compelling. Just going from that strength and that vocal performance into that vibrato. It's just insane. Like, how do you do that? Because it's not just on like an emotional level or like from like an opera perspective or like a viewer perspective, like where I'm like, wow, she's singing really well. It's also as someone who's like always wanted to learn to sing, and I see someone like this and I think I understand how much work you put into this, because I know from what little I understand how difficult it is to get that strength and then to flutter into a vibrato and then come out of it back into a bit of a grasp at the end. It's... Ooh, that end part, and she's just out of it. She sung, she was in a state of flow. And she's done. Yeah, tremendous work. Kudos to the pianist. Kudos to the pianist, because it would have been difficult to keep up with her whilst also trying not to overshadow her, you know? Wow. Wow, dude. Because this is my conclusion of my review of this track by Lisa, this live performance of Geringe. Geringe. Oh, man. Brandon, you picked the spicy one today, man. Like, I don't think I've been affected by a vocal performance in quite a while like that. I mean, what do I think the song is about? I've got to remain objective. I am meant to be doing a professional job of reviewing this. I think this track was about someone who has got the weight of the world on their shoulders and wants to protect someone else, kind of like how Tanjiro from the anime is wanting to protect his sister or save his sister despite all the difficulties that he went through, or that he goes through in order to make it happen. And you get this beautiful situation with this track where like the vocals, the story that's going along with it matches so well with the anime, but I also get the feeling that Lisa wants to be someone who can be that for someone else as well. And when we talk about forsake the truth and uncover like destiny and trying to light up the pathway and you know the difficulties that then you're you know the good and the bad that lies underneath, and trying to come to terms with who we are and our own contradictions. I think this is a beautiful song from a philosophical perspective as well, because you know you just have the situation here with Lisa where it's like the song sounds great and she's a really talented vocalist, but she's also a fantastic storyteller. It's carried well by her vocal performance itself. You know, when you are talking about these themes, you need to sound like you're there. You cannot get away with talking about the stuff while being emotionless. And while Lisa obviously doesn't become distraught during the performance or doesn't start crying or anything like that, in actuality, I think it's more effective because she shows her strength as a musician and as a human being. You know, like she's deliberately showing her fortification there, talking about this, coming to terms with it, accepting it, knowing that she has to keep a brave face in order to keep going so that she can protect that someone special, and find happiness, because everyone's entitled to it. And I love that to pieces. I love that way of singing. It's not just how she behaved either. It's the fact that she's a phenomenal vocalist with exquisite technique, comfortable with her head to chest voice, lovely little bits of ornamentation, great dynamic range, use of vocal fry as well as vibrato flutters and everything like that. It's really hard to talk about this because I'd say this would probably be as close to like a 10 as I'm going to get with a lot of these reviews. It's definitely a 9, if not a 9.5. It's a spectacular track. And there was absolutely flawless. And for a first take, that's incredibly impressive. The actual motif behind it, there were several different chord progressions and bass lines and grooves. You know, usually there's like guitar and bass and drums and synths and keys and everything, but just have the piano accompaniment manage to make all of those come to life without needing the whole band is something truly touching and special. And I adore it to pieces, you know, I really do. I feel as though when I listen to this, I think, is there anything they could have done on the piano to capture the intensity of those guitar chords? All those 16th note grooves on the drums, or the bass line, or like the furor and the alternative antithesis of the beauty of some of those piano lines at the start that were still in there, and I don't think they could have changed a thing. The motif sounds like someone who is dealing with a complex situation but is trying to find growth and get through it the best way they can. And the chorus is simultaneously difficult and it's a journey. It's a hard track, but you also get the feeling that they know how difficult it is and they have hope for the future, and that if the person singing it has hope, you should too. If the people performing the music have hope, then you should too. And I think that's something that came through, damn it, really strongly in this song. Oh, it's a rough one, eh? I can't fathom they've managed to make a track like this. Sounds so good with all these components. They found the perfect ingredients, dude. The structure, the song is 5 minutes, just under 5 minutes, but there's no filler. It can last as long as it needed to. There are instrumental breaks there as well, so the vocalist kind of step out so you can enjoy the accompaniment and the musical concepts behind it. The instrumental sort of verse, chorus kind of, we had like verse, bridge, chorus, didn't you? A couple of times, and you had like that solo section near the end. But damn, dude. And then just the performance on the piano was absolutely exquisite. Again, they managed to get all those important bits in, whilst also articulating the parts they couldn't necessarily tone match or texturally match in a way that still sounded relevant and appropriate for the harmonies and melodies and everything. You didn't need a drum kit behind it. It's one of the most flawless acoustic performances I've heard. I actually kind of prefer both the versions, like the official one and this one equally. And I think it's testament to Lisa's skill as a vocalist that her singing suits both the full-on band arrangement of like the distorted guitars and everything with this. She's so flexible. She's got great versatility there. The production of recording, mixing, and mastering is something that needs to be lauded. They left Lisa's vocals as effects-free as they could. They just recorded a damn good take. There was a bit of vocal compression on there to get her and the piano to behave themselves, but I'd say that honestly they didn't need to change a damn thing. It's damn near flawless, the production as well. The mic suited her voice really well. There was nice filtering on it as well. Like, they got rid of the lower parts so that the parts of the bass, this piano would be more sort of resonant in the low end, but great meshing of the parts. It was nice and wide in the stereo field with the piano and her in the center. No need for overdubs. And the fact that they let her vocals be as natural as possible allowed for that dynamic range. You could hear the little whispers and then her belting it out, and she didn't even need to move too far back from the mic to get that. It's control in the studio. That was absolutely smashed out of the park. It was nice and loud without pumping. It's literally what you need to be at, where you need to be at with this kind of stuff. And I adore it, man. Maybe I haven't been I've been trying to be as objective as I can throughout this, but a lot of this track for me, I think, has been, it's brought up stuff within me that I didn't even know it was there. And I don't know, maybe sometimes I've heard this have been past times where maybe, you know, I think there's a wide audience for this track. It's well written, it's well sung, a compelling story with interesting instrumentation from both ends, and the production is absolutely damn near flawless. It's where it needs to be. Well done, Lisa, and everyone else involved. This is effectively my review of this track by Lisa, titled Gurenge. I don't know how you pronounce that, Gurenge. Hopefully it's not too far off. If you enjoyed this track, please do go show Lisa some love via various social medias, and I'm sure this will be on major digital streaming platforms. And stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they have more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I'll catch you in the next SP Patrons video. Spider hands out.